Hi everyone, this is Cherie from 12 by 12 Cardstock Shop, and today we're going to be making another Franklin bear that goes with this little guy. And in another video I showed that I use strings just for my parachute to give it some personality. So we're going to go ahead and put the other little guy together. Now I know this is a lot of foam tape and I probably shouldn't have did all that, but that's fine. I got carried away with it watching TV. I am using Barely Art Glue. I put this in a fine tip applicator from Amazon. And the yarn I used, it comes in a pack of 3, red, white, and black from Hobby Lobby. And then I used my wireless hot glue gun to glue my little string down. So we're gonna go ahead and put him together. And this is just a little Taco Bell cup. He's fairly easy to put together. It's a pattern from Marjorie Ann Designs, and the file is just plain cute. So we're gonna go ahead and layer him. I already pre-inked it and also did the face just to kind of make time go by a little quicker instead of watching me ink the whole thing. I can do an inking video if anybody would like one just for tips. I use Catherine Pooler inks, the majority of my ink. I do have some Lawn Fawn inks, and I love those. So his back leg goes on first, and then his body's gonna go on after. And I'm just putting Barely Art Glue all over, just to make it stick and hold. This stuff is very permanent. It's from 12 by 12 Cardstock Shop. All of my cardstock is from 12 by 12 Cardstock Shop as well. I use the textured cardstock. That's just the one I prefer. I tried using the smooth cardstock and it's just not for me, which is fine. So with this one, the ears are not on the body to follow. So we're gonna glue them down and glue them behind. So let me just get these little pieces here going. And next we're gonna glue his head on after I finish with the ears. And the files do seem very complex sometimes. There is a lot of pieces. And I've been doing them so long that it's just second nature at this point. I really love Franklin Bear, and now that he's got a girlfriend named Franny, I'm really in love. Just because it gives us more options having a girl with clothes or a bow, and having both the boy and the girl in this set. Some of them are just so cute. I like the We Go Together Like Donuts and Coffee. That one's adorable. I did that one. That one's on my Paper Pieces and Leftovers page. And I see that I glued the body a little off. So in that case, just because his bum, I see a little bit of a lip, all I do for that is I cut it off. That way the edges are flush with each other. Nothing fancy. Really easy to cut off. It happens sometimes, just the way the pattern sets down. And that's it. Really easy for that part. Now the next thing that's gonna go on is his helmet, which is the little blue piece. We're gonna go ahead and, I was just kidding, his arm goes on next. And I'm only gonna glue up here, I don't glue the whole arm down. In case I want to put something behind it or under it, I just glue that one part down. That's all. Now his helmet's gonna go on. It's because it goes over the arm. I still sometimes will make mistakes. I'm not perfect, even though I've done this for 18 years. I am willing to help anybody that has questions. If you want to know the color of paper I used, the size of my Franklin Bear even, for I use Cricut Design Space. I don't use Silhouette. So I could help with the Design Space numbers, but not the Silhouette, because I don't use a Silhouette machine, so I don't have the numbers. Now, what was I gonna... Unfortunately, the only thing is the glue is very quick to dry. So I am going to glue his muzzle on, and we're just gonna slowly build him up. The glue is great. No paper warping, wrinkling. I know with some glues, you gotta be careful because the paper does warp. And I've noticed a few glues are great, and then others are better for other pieces, such as your pattern paper, not your cardstock, but your pattern paper. You got to be careful with some of the glues because you can see the glue lines. His muzzle's on, and now I'm going to glue his little sunglasses on. Goggles, not sunglasses. I just caught what I said. Funny. This whole set is so cute, and this is actually the second time I've done this set. Another customer order. Her son went skydiving and she wanted pieces to go, and there's not a whole lot of skydiving, so I had to make the best of what I had to work with, and she's happy with it, so I won't complain at all. And the way it came out so far, I'm in love with it. Too bad my son is too chicken to go skydiving. He's 25. He's almost done with his master's. So I can't really complain that he's not out doing daredevil things. He just wants to get school over with. I hope everybody's doing well. And for beginners, you don't have to start with big files. I try to do files that you guys can follow along on, just because it does make it easier if you guys want to do a piece and you see that we're doing it and you have pictures that you could print for it, then you already can see how to put the piece together. And it does help. I try to help everybody just because scrapbooking is very rewarding. That's probably the best way to put it. Just because the little things you can make paper do is unbelievable. Something I do tell everybody though is never compare your work to somebody else's. I've done it for so long, like I said, that it just goes together at this point, and I love it. Now what I'm doing here is, this is the little earmuff part. I am gluing these on top of each other, and it gives them some dimension. What we're gonna do here, glue that little guy down, and then we're gonna glue the other one down and put them on the ear. And he's almost done. Some go together really easy. I struggle with some, but like I said, since I've done this one before, I already knew where the pieces went, and I was able to catch some of my mistakes. Unlike the ones I've done just coming out of a pattern without having made them before. I still make mistakes. I tell everybody that. I can't tell you how many pieces, especially the faces and the eyelashes, go in the garbage. Or I spill something, I touch ink, not spill something, I'm talking like glue or ink, or my Nuvo drops and they end up somehow on my pieces and they don't know how or why. I just end up throwing the piece away and redoing it if I can't save it. This is his little parachute pack. We're gonna go ahead and put that on him. We will go right. I went a little too high. And this is why I don't glue the arms down. I was able to save it. You see that, everybody? I made a mistake on camera. All right, I'm not gonna peel all these off on camera just because that's a lot of pilling. I'm gonna put his arm on behind. We'll do some shading to him so you can see, and then he's all done. I love Franklin so much. He's just so darn cute. And I know where to put the glue on everything. Just like I said, you've done it as many times as I have. It ends up second nature. I'm just trying to get that to catch right there. All right. Now, a cheat that I did for the eyes is I cut out hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of little white circles at 0.08 in Cricut Design Space. And I'm gonna show you guys my cheat right now. It's simply just because I have hand tremors at times, like I'm having now, which is okay. I work through them, but trying to do the white dots is a lost cause for me. Now, another trick, if you have little itty bitty pieces like this, let's see, that small, I put glue on my finger and then I rub the excess off. That way you don't have glue seeping from behind the piece onto the piece that you're putting it onto. See, it's nice, clean, and dry around the back, the edges. I learned this from a friend, and over time you're going to pick up a lot of tips and you'll finagle them to make them yours. I've done a lot of it. Picked up different things, changed it a little, and just stuck with it. I still do certain things that I picked up, and then I try to help you guys, to give you guys little tips and tricks and hints just to simplify scrapbooking sometimes, because it is a lot of work. Now I'm just taking my white gel pen and adding highlights just where the reflection would be if the sun was on him. I don't go too crazy. And for my chalk around his little eyes, I use pan pastel and a paintbrush. The whites of the eyes, I use white pan pastel, which is titanium white, and the black is just black. I found that these are the best chalks. And then I use a clear piece of acetate, which you can get from 12 by 12 cardstock shop. Only because it's clear, it allows me to see exactly where I'm placing it. And I cut it and I just used the outer edge, the flat side. I put a happy face because if it's on my glass, sometimes I can't see it and it disappears, depending on where the light is. Now, I see that I went a little too far there, so we'll just clean that up a little. And now, I believe this is a lip brush. I use a lot of makeup brushes because I don't wear a lot of makeup, especially with COVID. There's really no point. They make you wear masks. We're back to mask mandates here in California. A lot of them now are enforcing it. After they removed a lot of the mandates, they reimposed them. I don't know anymore. So, you know, the suntan line from the mask, my husband says is very sexy, but it removes makeup as well. So yeah, no makeup anymore. Now, this is just little highlights, like I said, where you think light would reflect, or to soften it up, just to give it a little bit extra. And that's all, guys. So all I'm gonna do after I end the video and I take all of these wonderful foam sticker toppings off and put it down, I am going to glue these onto the back of his back, well, his back, like so. And there's the finished product to go with this little guy right here. Aren't they so cute? Okay, so any questions, feel free to ask. The file is from marjorieanndesigns.com. The file is Franklin, just plain cute. And my bears are 11.0 in the width. I don't change the height for both of them in Cricut Designs base. I pretty much stuck with the pattern. I just changed this because this was the round, like, hot air balloon one. I just duplicated the yellow to simulate another parachute. That's all. But thank you for watching and enjoy your day, guys.